60 years. Lightning protection and specialist access are highly specialised trades, which should be undertaken by qualified contractors in order to guarantee quality of work that is compliant to the recognised British standards. Aside from the ever-changing specialist technical nature of the lightning protection industry, the one constant has always remained paramount importance of health and safety of those who are working on height. As well as working with a member of companies to achieve these aims, it is also important that we ensure members, current and potential clients understand and they can expect from their specialist contractor. This is not so important when lightning protection installations involves incorporating roofs. There's an increase of lightning protection in installations which incorporates working on or off roofs. As access specialists and lightning protection set specialists, contractors are recommended to use Atlas members when undertaking this type of work, as all lightning protection engineers incorporate the access training into the qualification as a fundamental requirement. It is important that the contractors understand the potential hazards of installing lightning protection from a roof and how access specialists mitigate these risks. This presentation will look at a number of key issues. We will briefly review the importance of correctly specified design and installation lightning protection. We'll examine the type and skills of training that Atlas conductor engineers possess, specifically addressing the access risks. We'll look at specific about working on roofs and employing an Atlas members offers the client. Anyone who builds, be residential, commercial or industry, knows the necessity of installing adequate lightning protection. A direct lightning strike can cause severe damage to the building structure, its internal electronic systems, which can cause huge financial damage. The ultimate can put lives at risk. From high-rise offices to hospitals, shopping centres to a stadium, a complete lightning protection system installed by a competent contractor is essential to minimise the damage that can occur. Lightning protection systems are designed to intercept, conduct and disperse the lightning safely to earth. They can be designed, installed and tested to the BS-EN 62305, the British standard recognised, which was developed and published in 2006 with close liaison Atlas. Atlas represented the BSI committee responsible for developing the standards. Atlas was also involved in development of the revised 2011 version. All Atlas member companies are also required by the members to be of the Industrial Training Group. The training group works very closely with the National Accredited Centre, Construction Industry Training Board, Construction Skills and National College, and Atlas ensures that access training meets the needs of modern construction today. The training group has formulated and developed both steeplejack and lightning protection, the national apprentice schemes, along with learning, and continues to expand training available to the very specialist industry. The aim of Roofex conference is to promote the link between training and competence when working at height and advocate the need of users of all types of access equipment to be professionally trained and recognise the standards and based on work agreed procedures. This is important that clients understand the importance of using a specialist contractor for the installation of lightning protection systems. By using Atlas member with a qualified and trained and experienced workforce, clients have the confidence that will be, I'm sure you've read that by now, but most importantly, it ensures the engineers both have the technical knowledge and the access skills required when installing lightning protection at height. Atlas focus on ensuring that member companies pursue excellence in two key areas. Lightning protection engineers are trained extensively in two key areas: technical knowledge and access skills. And after the training, they are MVQ qualified in lightning conductors engineering. The syllabus access elements focus on the following. Atlas member companies also require to ensure the further training carried out to the employees, and in fact Atlas members means that you have to commit a minimum of 1% total working hours to training. The Atlas training review showed that engineers on site were CSCS qualified, and a high proportion of members regularly carried out additional training with their LC engineers in such areas as use of aluminium and mobile working platforms, correct and safety uses of harnesses, rope access, additional working at height training and roof work safety courses. Many operatives among a member of companies are also qualified to install Troco and South Mill, and we are regularly undertaken by RPAF and PASMA accredited training. Atlas members at AIF means we are regularly kept up to date with new developments in access methods which are communicated to member companies. Employing an Atlas member company ensures that clients are getting an organisation who complies technically and qualified and competent to work at height. It is important when working at height we take every precaution to minimise the risk that working at height involves, particularly protecting buildings from lightning. As we've seen, Atlas member companies are trained, experienced and competent at working in height, installing lightning protection systems to the industrial types, commercial, residential buildings, and often installations are pretty fairly straightforward, such as this one. With access being gained either from a cherry picker or utilising rope access. However, when a roof is involved, it can throw up more complex access issue requirements, as there are a number of access issues. Often a mixture of skills are needed to employ to carry out one installation, and therefore it's advantageous to use a specialist with access training who can put a multiple discipline methodology into practice. As you have seen, as specialists working in height who can provide a contractor with an all-round access package incorporating a plurality of access skills, Atlas member companies are well placed to carry out both simple and complex installations. At the core of the analysing any potential contract lies a fundamental assessment of the clients should always expect to check the chosen contractor has examined the particulars from a job from a risk mitigation point of view, and you should always expect your contractor to have familiarised themselves with the site prior to work commencing. This is the knowledge where the hierarchy of access comes into play. As we've seen, there's a vast access skills that Atlas members possess. Operatives have the correct skills to cover the whole spectrum of the hierarchy access to minimise the amount of time spent working at height. The technical skills and ability to carry out an entirety of the job that means, where possible, will carry out works at ground level, preparing the more complex works at height. The whole range of access techniques that we use come under using from equipment to prevent falls, from working from cradles, mutes, mobile platforms, installation temporary roof boards and even rope access itself. However, there are a number of reasons why often a mobile platform cannot be used. These include lack of access routes, unsuitable terrain, coordination and interface issues such as works working along the side. It has been estimated last year 60% of contracts incorporating a roof could not be done from a cherry picker. This meant that flexible working at height skills are even more important than ever before. If it's not possible to use work equipment to prevent falls, then the contractor would be forced to look at suitable anchor points for rope access, suitable sightings for ladders, extension ladders. All these would incorporate a specific fall arrest for each type of job. A fall arrest is, for example, for limiting and minimising the distance of a fall and whilst we're undertaking an installation task. This is a member company example where a temporary man-safe system is installed, so work could be carried on until the more permanent installation of the handrail system. Our Atlas member company, Osborne Delta, makes the policy to if an inquiry incorporates a roof works, where the site visit will be undertaken prior to quoting stage. A number of other Atlas members take this stance. The most important thing for a client is to ask the specialist lightning conductor as well that an adequate risk assessment has been undertaken. The risk assessment will include assessing the work area and assessing the methodology using such standard templates as these. It's important that the contractor looks at the operative skills and the training to satisfy themselves. That not only does the contractor have the technical experience, but the operatives have the most up-to-date working at height training. As you have seen, Atlas members offer the clients the most up-to-date training and expertise when it comes into installing lightning protection systems, especially when involving a complex access issues such as roofs. As well as this, using Atlas members benefit the contractor as they are bound to the association of complex procedures, or As a contractor, you'll be certain that if damage is caused by the LC contractor and they're unwilling to put it right, there's an independent body to appeal to who will enforce the correction if warranted. We'll also have an informational bank of best practice on all aspects of lightning protection. There's lots more on our website where you can find information of individual members in your area, and I'd like to thank you for listening to me.